Right, hello, this is just going to be an update video explaining sort of what's been going on, because obviously I've not been doing as many videos as I've wanted recently, so there's going to be a load of stuff in this video, but what I will say is if you're just quickly wanting a TLDR, I should hopefully this week get the video done on the updated version of the GSR, which is in this room somewhere buried under a load of stuff, because I was moving some stuff to sell earlier, so that's moved, but it's in this room somewhere. Anyway, yeah, to get to the point of it, I'm going to go over some of the UK COVID stuff that's happening at the moment, because again that might mean there'll end up being a lot more videos, because if I get locked down again, like most of the country does, that gives me a lot more time to do YouTube videos rather than work. So, as a lot of you know, I've been saying sort of recently I've been working essentially 7 days a week most weeks, although a lot of the days, like today, I'd only be working like, an hour to an hour and a half, but that still means every day you are having to get up, do a job at a certain time. So that's obviously left me with a lot less energy and time to do videos, and obviously Saturdays and Sundays I'm doing sort of 9-hour shifts, so that I'm very drained at the weekends now. Now what's been really annoying is for the last 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say, I've had quite a bad cough and cold, like not bad as in life-threatening or anything like that, but bad as in irritating, doesn't go away, annoys you, sometimes you wake up at night to cough up phlegm, that sort of thing. Now, it seems to be subsiding now, and I don't know if that's a coincidence because I had my Moderna booster jab, again this is going back to the COVID stuff, last Monday. Now, unfortunately, fortunately I didn't get serious side effects as in anything dangerous, but I did feel very ill last week with that jab, so I definitely encourage other people to get vaccinations if it's good for them and all that, but my point was that, sort of the first couple of days weren't too bad, quite a sore arm and stuff like that, and by the Thursday, Friday, I was sleeping most of the day due to, very flu-y symptoms, shivering, sort of hot and then cold, just completely lethargic, and because the COVID test was still negative, I wanted to work at the weekend, so I just about managed, to do 2 shifts at the weekend, and then was exhausted again. But today I do feel a lot better, my phlegm seems to be clearing up as well. So whether or not that's because of the booster, I don't know, or whether or not it's just my body's fighting it off. Now what I will say is, because my mum as well has had, a nasty cough for quite a while, she eventually got a doctor's appointment, which is hard to do at the moment, because nearly everything in the NHS is prioritised towards COVID. And they did say she had some sort of lung infection, gave her a load of antibiotics and everything. So if this does go on for a bit longer, I will just get an emergency doctor's appointment, however I do that. And I've changed the system, because it might be that there's actually, something a bit more serious than sort of a common cold type infection that won't go away. So that's that. So the other thing I was going to say is, obviously with all the stuff coming up with Omicron and all that, new COVID variant that's spreading around, and apparently the good news is it's less deadly, or at least most scientists think it's less deadly, and again I'll say most because there's always disagreements on these things. It's more infectious, so whether that means it works a bit like a natural vaccine, we'll have to wait and see, but it does mean that a lot of governments are putting in restrictions because they're worried about another COVID surge, because if you didn't know, last year in the UK we had the Kent variant, which I think became the Alpha variant, and that was the one that really caused a lot of problems over here because of the fact that, it did overwhelm lots of services. And also we've got all the problems in the UK at the moment where, members of the government and that have been caught again having parties when they locked everybody else down, which is causing more social discontent. And again, I definitely can't feel sorry for the politicians, but I have a lot of sympathy for people, I think we all know people that lost loved ones during the pandemic, either from COVID or, because they couldn't, get as much support because, of another illness or whatever, or they, relatives couldn't see them because they were following lockdown restrictions. And all that sort of stuff, and as a result of that, I can understand why a lot of people are angry, and again I can feel sorry for the police in all this, because I don't think the police really want to be enforcing COVID restrictions over catching real criminals, but I guess they're just given a job and have to do it. So I can certainly understand a lot of the anger and frustration around that, and also the point I was going to make is it has got to me a bit, in all honesty, not really anger, just kind of more, I wouldn't say depression, but where you just sort of feel really demotivated by it, because it's the idea that, when does this end, are we going into another lockdown, does that mean that I, risk losing my actual proper work again because of the fact that, if companies have to close down and don't get the right financial support from the government because the government's forcing them to close down, they have to lay off staff and all things like that, So there's lots and lots of things at the moment where I can completely understand like why myself and other people, you know, are having sort of, I just say mental health issues in general regarding stuff like this, because it is one of those really annoying things where, you know, you never really know when it's going to end, because, you know, I think we were all hoping sort of mid last year the vaccine program was going really well and that was going to be the end of it, and now, you know, the goalposts have moved again. There's another variant, and, you know, like I said, I don't want to be spreading medical disinformation or whatever, so I'll obviously just say I don't know lots of the stuff about this, and lots of the scientists argue about it, but the problem is, you know, when does it end? So like I said, my lateral flow tests at least have always been coming back negative for COVID, so unless they're just not working, I've apparently not had COVID any time recently, but, you know, I have had flu-y symptoms, and like I said, the vaccine didn't make me feel very good when I had that. But anyway, so like I said, that's to give you a bit of an update. I'm going to try and at least get a couple of streams done per week, including members' streams, and obviously try and get at least 1 or 2 videos done per week. Like I said, this week I want to prioritise doing that GSR video, because it's one that people keep asking me about. So, you know, it's one of the ones where I'd like to do a video on the sort of thing people have been asking me to do, because that's obviously a lot more interesting. I do also have some interesting things coming in the post when they eventually arrive. I've also had some NBC suits come that we discussed on one of the streams recently, but I've not had a chance to open them and try them out yet, just because, again, busy all the time. But I'm hoping at least now, because a lot of the sort of side effects from the vaccine are wearing off, I do feel a lot more energetic, because I'm not feeling, you know, ill first thing when I get up in the morning, and then, you know, ill throughout the day until I go to bed early kind of thing. So there's that. So anyway, I hope everybody's well. Like I said, I'm sorry that I've not been as active as usual, but I think a lot of you do understand that, you know, if you're having to work a lot, you know, and you've not been feeling great, then it becomes a lot harder to get stuff done for YouTube. So anyway, I'll upload this video now and put it on as soon as it goes up, and I'll try and reply to the comments if they come through, because they don't always come through. But, you know, hopefully I might be able to do a stream tonight, you know, just a general stream or a video game stream type thing, because, like I said, today I'm feeling quite a bit better, so hopefully, as long as I'm still feeling alright, 7 PM, 8 PM sort of time, UK time, that shouldn't be an issue. Right, anyway, thanks for watching.